President William Ruto has officially stopped funding ODM party. This one is evident from today's event that happened in Nairobi, the youth convention, the ODM youth convention. And from what the leaders of ODM said today, it is now evident that William Ruto has been funding ODM, but now it is no more. He has officially cut off the fundings for ODM, and that is why the people, the leaders of ODM now are so bitter. From what they said today, the rift between ODM and UDA has widened, and now, you know, they are hurling insults on one another. I want us to listen to the video of Simba Arati, the Kisii governor, and what he said today at the convention, indicating that, you know, William Ruto has officially stopped funding ODM party. But before that, as always, if you are new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new content.
Joe amesema hapa, wasituambie kwamba wako na pesa. Wale wa Nairobi mnajua kwamba sisi pesa ama bila pesa tumekuwa tukiwika Nairobi hii na Kenya hii. Lakini kama mnataka kutisha sisi eti mko na pesa, sisi tuko na pesa. Hatuhitaji hata serikali tupe pesa yote. Hatuhitaji serikali kutupea pesa yote. Sisi wenyewe tutaweza panga mikutano yetu na ifanyike. Kama hii ya leo tumejipanga sisi wenyewe. Na nataka niulize, tukimaliza mnisikize, mtaacha viongozi wote wataondoka? Mimi kama deputy party leader, mtabaki na mimi hapa nyote.
So from what Simba Arati said today, from nowhere he started saying that those people think that we don't have money. We have money. We have money, we can fund our own functions. That is a statement from Simba Arati. And that indicates that these people are so bitter because William Ruto has been funding them. All these Linda ground rallies they've been having in Kisii, in Migori, in Mombasa, you know, it seems that William Ruto is the one who has been funding them. Now that he has cut off the fundings, that is why Simba Arati, as the deputy chairperson of ODM, is now bitter. He's telling William Ruto indirectly, telling him that we have our money, we can do our, you know, we can do our programs, we can conduct our rallies, we can have our functions without even depending on the government of William Ruto to give us money. In fact, he said that today was the first day they had a successful rally with their own funds. If you are so keen, he said something like that. That means, you know, the rift between ODM and UDA that is now widening, it made William Ruto cut offs. He said that these people is like they're not grateful. I've been funding them, I've been, you know, giving them money, but they are ungrateful. So he cut off the funding, and that is why Simba Arati was so bitter. He said that they have money, but again, considering the fact that Simba Arati is saying that they have money, I want us to look into two things. Number one, if you look at the people ODM had today as youths in the convention, you can realize that they had no numbers that they usually have. But, you know, during the time of Raila Odinga, when he could announce the youth convention, many people could come. Many people would come, even without being paid, even without the mobilization. But that one has ceased now. And now, right now, there must be what we call mobilization. They must use funds to mobilize for, you know, such events. And during the special delegate convention, you saw there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people. But today, it was the opposite of what happened last time. Meaning, during the SDC, William Ruto funded that function wholesomely. Even the branding itself, even the way they branded, you know, the tents, the pulpit, it showed that the stage, let me use the word stage, pulpit is more of a church. The way they branded the stage, it showed that it was better. It was well funded as compared to today's function. So I wonder, when Simba Arati says that they have a lot of money, if they have a lot of money, then why didn't they mobilize so that they can have a huge crowd, at least watishie the Akina Sifuna, and tell William Ruto that they have numbers? Is something that we can really talk about. And then there's something Simba Arati said that kidogo ilinikoroga akili. He said that, I'm here, I want all the leaders to get out, I'll remain with you, niwapatie pesa. Handouts, pengine hizo ni pesa zenye ameiba Kisii County, because there's zero development and it's just thumping with the people's tax. The Kisii residents, by the way, wameteseka. These people have really suffered in the hands of this man. Yeah. So he's bragging that he has money to give handouts to the youths who were there. But then the people who were there it was a small number. There were little people, let me say little people in that room. Yeah. Because perhaps they didn't mobilize enough. And again, there's another reason why I'm saying that William Ruto stopped funding. There is a time Edwin Sifuna said that for the last long time since they had a function in Mombasa, the one they were celebrating the 20th anniversary of ODM. That is the last time ODM used the party's money. Because, Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General is the signatory, and therefore for the party money to be released, Edwin Sifuna must sign. And therefore he said he has never signed anything to release money. And therefore these functions, the Linda Ground functions, that means someone was funding, and that is Ruto automatically. I want you to listen to this.
The money and the resources you see being spent in those ODM rallies, the so-called underground, those monies are not coming from ODM headquarters.
Where are they coming from?
You will ask them. Because for me, this is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. I can only account for monies that, because I'm a signatory to the bank accounts, forget this rubbish you hear people saying here. Timothy Bosire, the treasurer, is a signatory to the bank accounts. The last money we expended as ODM officially was for the celebrations in Mombasa, and it was a fraction of what we saw there. So I am telling you, I know for a fact there is parallel funding for activities clothed in ODM colors.
Yeah, that is Edwin Sifuna. He was being interviewed at Citizen TV by Yvonne Okwara, and he released the cat out of the bag. He said that all these functions we've been seeing, the rallies in Kisii, the rallies in Tononoka, the rallies in Migori, the rallies in Siaya, all those rallies, the Linda Ground rallies, they were funded by someone whom Sifuna didn't know. But me and you, we know that that man is William Ruto. Yeah. But, that thing hit the leadership of the party so hard. It was a secret that Edwin Sifuna exposed. Perhaps Gladys Wanga and Oburu Oginga never expected him to expose. And a few days after, Gladys Wanga equally went to Citizen TV in an interview at JK Live, where he also said something that got many people thinking. He said that in as much as Edwin Sifuna is the signatory of the funds of the party, he is not the mandatory signatory. That the others can sign to release money without the presence of Edwin Sifuna. Alijaribu kujitetea, He tried to defend the party and their actions. He tried to defend William Ruto and his fundings and the ODM William Ruto shenaniga. He tried to defend that. Listen to this.
Sifuna is a signatory, but not a mandatory signatory. The only person who's a mandatory signatory to the ODM account is the treasurer, Timothy Bosire. So if Timothy Bosire tells you I didn't sign a check, it makes sense because he has to sign each and every check. But once Bosire signs the check, the finance director can sign that. There are 7 signatories, including Agnes Zani, including Betsengo, so any 3 of them can sign a check and proceed. So
from the bitterness that was exuded by the members, by the leaders of ODM today in Nairobi at the youth convention, and whatever Edwin Simba Arati said today, it indicates that William Ruto has cut off, amekanyaga pipe, hataki tena mambo ya kupoteza pesa, and these people are not grateful. Is like ameamua he can never again fund ODM now that wamemtishia, if you don't allow zoning sisi tunakanyaga kubwa kubwa. Today Simba Arati was telling William Ruto that we have numbers, you are the one to come to us, not us coming to you. If you don't want to come to us, you can join Rigathi Gachagua and we will defeat you in 2027. I wonder the kind of numbers ODM has right now. Now that they have they are now defected, some have defected, they have the Linda Mwananchi, we have different factions within ODM. It has lost interest, it has lost the ground, I don't know what you're thinking, but you can write your comment down there in the comment section. We can have a debate, and that can form a basis of what we can talk, or rather we will talk in the next video. If you're new here, consider subscribing, liking and sharing our content as a way of motivating us and also helping us grow this platform.